I'm Hannah Hernandez, and I'm going to be sharing with you my presentation about fungi. Alrighty, y'all. So I would like to ask you first, what do you associate or envision when you think of mushrooms? Do you imagine something psychedelic or even possibly dangerous? What if I told you that they're not only that, but also so much more? My name is Hannah, and I have been fascinated in mushrooms ever since I found out what a decomposer was, and I realized what an amazing property it is to turn dead organic matter into new reusable energy. As high school students, we are constantly faced with the pressure of the entire world looking up to us to solve its problems. As we have searched in every possible place that we could to find solutions, one place that we might have overlooked is mushrooms. I would like for us to be able to discuss mushrooms in regular conversations and have good discussions about their different properties. Alrighty. Overall, there is a negative stigma surrounding mushrooms. Many people do think that they're just psychedelic or dangerous, when in fact they are so much more. They all have different properties, such as things that can help with mental health, physical health, and a few others I'm going to share with y'all towards the end. I'm hoping it'll shock you. Alrighty. Many of you do not have a relationship with fungi besides the type that come in your food, but I'm looking forward to a future where they're more present in our day-to-day lives. Alrighty, so some misconceptions I would like to address are that they are poisonous to the touch. According to American Journal of Botany, only 3% of mushrooms are poisonous, and that's only when they're ingested. Another misconception is that they're only used for drugs. That's also false. Only about 200 species of mushrooms are psychedelic. The rest are either not named, not researched, which kind of gets me into my next one. The next misconception is that there's a lack of science surrounding these. That's not entirely true, just because there's more science being done on them now. So in the future, in the years ahead, we're going to start to see a lot more mushroom-related findings. Lastly, there's a misconception that they have no nutritional value. They are a good source of vitamin D and antioxidants. So now knowing those things, we can begin to learn. There are 3 main parts to a mushroom: the cap, stem, and mycelium. So the cap right here, which you see, is probably what you mostly know as a mushroom. It's considered the fruiting body of the organism. It contains the spores that are necessary for reproduction. The hyphae, which you see in these little lines right here, basically transport nutrients throughout the stem, and mycelium. Mycelium is what I really want to get into today. Mycelium is a interwoven network of filamentous fibers that can be submerged in either soil or the body of its host, according to Webster Dictionary, as far as the mycelium. So here's some pictures of what it looks like in real life, so that you don't just have to see the diagram. Alrighty, y'all. So mushrooms are in a kingdom entirely of their own, and are currently more related to humans than they are to plants, which is something that not many people know. Many people think that mushrooms are just another plant, when in fact they don't even have chlorophyll, which is the chemical in plants that allows them to do photosynthesis. So they're not plants, basically. Alrighty, so mushrooms have been used as medicine since as far back as 490 BCE, which is incredible. Are you sick and tired of life? Are you tired of waking up in the mornings and living? Have you tried going to therapy, medicine, or even taking a walk? What if I told you that there's another resource available, and that comes in the form of mushrooms, especially the chemical in some of these psychedelic mushrooms called psilocybin. As TV star Kristen Bell has been quoted saying, there are aspects to those two particular drugs, psilocybin and LSD, that the places you can go in your brain are so much deeper and more healing than anything else. So here she mentions psilocybin. Psilocybin is the chemical in the psilocybe genus of mushrooms that is hallucinogenic. It's only found in 200 species, which I mentioned earlier. And the important thing about this chemical is that it alters perception and mood. Essentially, it breaks down the current connections in your brain and rewires them so that you can essentially think differently than you have before. A study done by the NYU Grossman School of Medicine has found that heavy drinking was reduced by 83%. And heavy drinkers after just 2 doses of psilocybin. Of course, this was done in a controlled study and by qualified researchers. So, some pretty interesting stuff there. Not only do they help your mental health, but they do have the potential to help treat cancer. As of right now, both Japan and China use mushrooms in complementary to other cancer treatments. Alrighty, yes. So not only are they anti-inflammatory, but they may extend survival after diagnosis, according to MD Anderson. So these are being thoroughly researched as a potential to treat something that we have been fighting for so long already. Overall, there's an abundance of benefits, like I mentioned, the mental health and physical aspects that they can help with, but not only, alrighty. So the 4 main mushrooms that help treat cancer are turkey tail, maitake, lion's mane, and reishi. Alrighty, I want some class participation right here. Can I get a raise of hands? Which one of y'all think that this one helps treat cancer? Yeah, alrighty. And this one over here, who thinks this one treats cancer? Alrighty. Well, what if I told you that, you're right over there, it is the turkey tail mushroom. The other mushroom that I showed you was a fake turkey tail and does not treat cancer. So here's an image of turkey tail, maitake, shiitake, and lion's mane. This photo might surprise you. You can't super see it there. This photo might surprise you because it is a shoe. Why is a shoe on a site about mushrooms? So this shoe is actually by Adidas, recently launched. It is made out of mycelium, that interwoven network of hyphae that I mentioned earlier. There we go. They're making shoes out of mushrooms. Y'all, have you ever heard of that before? Here we go. And not only can they make shoes, but they have also been used in research for fashion designing. They have been making leather out of mycelium. So we could look to a bright new future of not only cotton polyester, but also mycelium. They can also be used in construction. The only issue with mycelium in construction is that they cannot withstand as much pressure as concrete. So we're looking into different ways that we can use them. Here are some images of them being used as construction already. They can also be used as furniture because they can be a good substitute for synthetic wood, and they do decompose within about 3 to 6 weeks if you just leave them outside. So obviously these will not decompose, they've been treated, but there are some aspects of mycelium that will decompose. They're biodegradable. Alrighty, y'all. So if we get together and have these discussions and spread awareness about these amazing organisms, we can look to a bright new future of fungi. We can see their numerous benefits and potential. I hope y'all enjoyed. Thank you.